I cheated. I did it for revenge. And I would do it again. Because before anyone points fingers at me, before anyone judges me, you need to understand something. I wasn't the first one to break this marriage. I just learned how to play the same game he had been playing behind my back for a long time. It all started on an ordinary day. I was at home when my phone rang. It was my friend. The same friend who has known me for years. The same one who never exaggerates. The same one who doesn't call just to gossip. Her voice wasn't normal. She wasn't nervous. She was serious. And when someone like her gets serious, it's because what they're about to say changes everything. She told me she didn't know how to say it, that she had hesitated for a long time before calling me, but that if she were in my place, she would want to know. She said she had seen my husband. Not at work. Not with friends. Walking into a motel with a girl much younger than him. Far too young for there to be any innocent explanation. At first, I didn't react. My brain did that thing it does when something is too big to process. It went blank. I asked her if she was sure. She said yes. No doubt about it. She saw him walk in. She saw him pay. She saw him disappear inside with her. I hung up and just sat there. No crying. No screaming. No breaking things. Just sitting there, feeling something shift inside me. That same night, I looked at him differently. Not because I already knew everything, but because I started seeing all the things I had refused to see before. The phone always face down. The notifications silenced. The endless bathroom trips with his phone in his hand. The screen locked even while lying next to me in bed. The uncomfortable reaction whenever I got close. The way he turned away to text. That slight smile that wasn't for me. I didn't confront him. I'm not impulsive. I didn't give him the satisfaction of a dramatic scene. I chose to watch instead. To listen. To store every detail like pieces of a puzzle I already knew the ending to. And the more I watched, the clearer everything became. He changed the way he dressed. He changed his schedule. He changed his mood. He became irritated whenever I asked simple questions. Defensive. The smallest question would set him off. He told me I was overreacting. That I was imagining things. That he was exhausted from working so much. Always tired. Always busy. Always distant even when he was right next to me. That's when I knew for sure. Not because I caught him with another woman. Not because I had proof. But because the lie showed all over his body. In the way he moved. In the way he avoided me. In the way he hid himself. And that's when I made a decision. I wasn't going to ask for explanations. I wasn't going to beg for honesty from someone who had already lied to me. I wasn't going to sit around waiting for him to choose me. I was going to handle it myself. My way. It wasn't immediate. It wasn't some reckless one-night mistake. It was a cold decision. Planned. Silent. I decided that if he was living a double life, I could do the same. And do it better. I started living as if I knew nothing. I smiled. I cooked. I talked about future plans. I slept beside him. While inside, I was counting the days. Not out of sadness. Out of determination. My infidelity wasn't born from desire. It was born from rage, from humiliation, from knowing that while I was building a life with him, he was sneaking around with someone who didn't even know who I was. Every time I saw him hide his phone, something inside me woke up. It wasn't pain. It was impulse. A voice telling me not to stay still. Not to be the cheated wife who does nothing. That if he had been unfaithful, I had no reason to keep respecting him. That's how it all began. And it began with a promise I made to myself in front of the mirror: this wasn't going to end like this. And that was the first day of the 365. What nobody understands when they hear this is that my affair wasn't a mistake. It was revenge. A parallel life built with the same coldness he used to hide his own. I didn't improvise. I watched, I learned, and then I did exactly the same thing. While he continued acting as if nothing was happening, I started changing on the inside. Not on the outside. On the outside I was still the same proper, present, attentive wife. On the inside, I no longer expected anything from him. And when you stop expecting, you stop suffering. That's where you become dangerous. I learned to measure my words. To choose when to speak and when to stay silent. To smile just enough. To touch him without feeling him. To share a bed without sharing a life. And in the meantime, I started leaving that house not as a betrayed woman, but as someone who had decided not to lose anymore. I won't romanticize it. It wasn't beautiful. It was fair. I needed to hit him back, but not with a scandal. With something worse. With something that would last. During that year, my life split in two. The woman he thought he knew, and the woman I was building. And the irony is that he helped without realizing it. Every time he came home late. Every time he locked himself away with his phone. Every time he told me I was overreacting. He gave me more space. More room. More time. I learned to lie without changing my voice. To come home with complete calm. To answer questions without answering anything. To say I was tired when I was more awake than ever. To say everything was fine when it no longer mattered. My infidelity was not an escape. It was an act of taking control. I needed to feel that not everything revolved around his betrayal. That I wasn't just a woman waiting for scraps of attention. That I could choose for myself. And every day that passed, that feeling grew stronger. I watched him look at me without really seeing me. I watched him trust me while he himself was incapable of being faithful. And that, instead of bringing me guilt, brought me calm. Because I understood something very simple. He had bet that I would never find out. And I bet on something better. That by the time everything came to light, I would no longer be broken. During that year, there were moments when I thought about stopping. Not because of him. Because of me. But then I remembered the motel. I remembered my friend's call. I remembered the way he denied everything with his eyes when I asked if something was going on. And I kept going. My revenge didn't need applause. It needed time. And time was on my side. Meanwhile, he became more careless. More confident. More sure that his lie was safe. And I let him believe it. Because there is nothing more dangerous than someone who feels untouchable. Every day was a silent countdown. He didn't know it, but the marriage was already over. Not because of my infidelity. Because of his. I was just walking toward the exit with my head held high. When the exact year was completed, I didn't feel victory. I felt clarity. I had nothing left to prove. Nothing left to avenge. What had started as rage had turned into something much colder. Indifference. And when you reach that point, there is no going back. Because the real punishment wasn't what I did during those 365 days. The real punishment was that when the moment finally came to confront him, I no longer loved him. And that was what hurt him the most. I chose the exact moment. One night. We were sitting face to face. He was talking about meaningless things, as if nothing had happened. I looked at him and thought about how ironic it all was. He believed he was still in control. That he could still decide when to tell the truth. He didn't know he was already too late. I asked him to sit down. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't attack him. I told him I needed to talk and that it wouldn't be a long conversation. That's when his face changed. Because the body recognizes when something is ending even before the mind does. I told him I knew everything. The motel. The younger girl. The repeated lies. I didn't go into details. It wasn't necessary. He didn't deny it. He lowered his gaze. And in that silence, I understood he had confirmed everything I already knew. But I didn't stop there. I told him that during the past year I had also been living a parallel life. That while he hid behind his phone, I had already stopped waiting for him. That I had spent a year seeing other men. That's when he looked up. I told him I felt nothing. No anger. No sadness. What remained was distance. That this year hadn't just been revenge. It had been me saying goodbye to him without him noticing. He tried to speak. To explain himself. To justify it. To say it was a mistake. I stopped him. I told him he didn't owe me explanations. That he had lost that right the day he chose to lie to my face and come home as if nothing had happened. I told him I was leaving. That the relationship was over. Not as a threat or a negotiation. As a fact. I watched him fall apart right there. Not because I was leaving. But because he realized something too late. That while he was playing at lying, I had learned how to let go. And that cannot be undone. I packed my things calmly. No rush. No drama. And I left the house.